Good morning. This morning I'm going to be brewing what I'm going to call Cascade's Fire, which is a single malt, single hop IPA. And what's unique about this batch is I will be boiling it with lava rocks that are heating up in the middle of this fire. So we're going to see how that works out. Over here I've got my little brew station where I will be using propane to heat the strike water, stuff like that. So primarily the rocks are only for the boil. So we're going to have a nice day, maybe roast some hot dogs for lunch, and see if we can't come up with a tasty beer here at Tudor Oaks Farm. I want to talk a little bit about how I built the fire and where I got it from. Some time ago I did a sweat lodge with a Cheyenne Indian chief, and he kind of taught me a way of heating up the rocks in a fire. So I used his knowledge and applied it to brewing beer. First of all, I started out with some about 6 pieces, about 5 to 10 pounds each of lava rock, and I did do a test burn on them with the propane stove behind me just to see if they were gonna explode in the heat or what. So they survived, so I thought, okay, we'll try it for real. So I've got long, quite stout logs laying down on the perimeter, kind of holding in the rocks. And then I built a teepee of longer wood over top of some paper and what have you, and lit it that way. The most critical thing here when you're trying to heat up the rocks is to make sure they're always covered by wood and burning wood. So this fire here has been burning for about 3 hours almost, and I've got oak wood on here right now, and so far I think the rocks are going to be pretty hot. I mean, you can see some of them and they're getting red for sure. So what I'll be doing is taking these rocks, dusting them off, and dropping them into my pot once I've sparged the wort from the grain, and hopefully we'll be getting some boiling action from the rocks. I'm just about to sparge the lauter tun, and then we'll get on to boiling to see what happens. One of the things I've observed is the sparge temperature into the pot is 150 degrees. So we really don't need that much to break the boiling point for this liquid here. We've made a handy dandy rebar rock grabber, which is going to help us to pull the rocks out of the fire as well as drop them into the pot without causing a big fuss. So that's also very exciting to see how that works out. I can tell you those rocks are pretty hot because it's sizzling. So that was a pretty violent boil right off the bat. And there's one thing I know about these rocks is it takes a little while for the heat to release from them. What I can see is I've clearly miscalculated my water and have much too much liquid into my pot. I'm going to remove some here. So far the temperature really hasn't risen that much, but like I said, it does take a little while for the rocks to get up there. So we're just about at 175 right now. With that's only 2 rocks in there, so, and again, it does take some time for the temperature to rise. Wow, I really made it into the heart of this thing. Okay. Oh, that's a hot fire. So my thermometer is only reading still just about 175, but you can see I've just about achieved hot break by putting that rock in there. One of the things I'm noticing right away is there's definitely some soot in the beer. So I think for now I'm going to leave this pot, and I'm going to try putting some liquid into this pot here. Some rocks. I do have 6 rocks altogether. So far I've put in 3. My watch just broke. Lucy, get out of here. Out. So this is boiling. We're at almost 215. So it's definitely boiling quite nice. With 3 rocks in it. I mean, that's boiling right away. Here comes the hot break. I can't take it off the burner, so it's just going to go. Wow, that's hot. And here comes this hot break. It's just about ready to go. Now, I can't say this is a bad thing because all the soot is on top. So we'll be losing some protein and some soot here. That is a rapid boil. I'm going to bring the camera over. Okay, so I put some of the hops in. I got 1.5 ounces in there. And as you can see, it's still boiling pretty vigorously. What is it? Thermostat still like a little under 225. So I mean, that's pretty hot stuff. It's going. This pot, I don't know what the hell. It just about evaporated everything. So let me see here. Looks like it's got a bunch of mud on the bottom. I might just add this back into here and see what we're gonna do about it. I don't know about those rocks. Pretty brutal wasting the heat on those rocks right now. Maybe I'll put them in here. Hard to know. Displacement was going to be an issue, and I thought this pot was big enough. It's a 34 quart pot. I have no idea how it worked. So I might actually put these ones back into the fire and build up the fire a little bit more. So we'll see. So something I wanted to show you guys was that I've learned in the last half an hour was by immerging a full rock, you're going to overboil right away, especially on rocks these size, which are about anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds. This one right here is quite large, almost 10 pounds. I've been submerging the rock only halfway now, and I've been getting a longer boil. I don't boil over as much. You can tell by the mud here I've lost, a couple gallons of wort. And I found this, so I've got 3 rocks in there, and I've been rotating them in and out of the fire. So, you can see a rock right there. So I've been just kind of rotating them, keeping them hot, and this seems to work the best. And this way I'm actually able to achieve my full, I think, 60-minute or, 75-minute boil just with straight rocks, just by rotating 3 rocks in and out of the fire, or 6 rocks, but 3 at a time in and out of the fire and the pot. So pretty cool stuff. And I'm just about to add another hops edition here, the 3rd one. And something that I've noticed though is that I might not have much wort left anymore, but man, is it strong. It's measuring out at about 18 bricks right now, which is lots of alcohol. So I think I'll have no problem when I dilute it down to my 5 gallons that I'll have a strong enough beer. Okay, so we're at the end of our boil, and I've got a couple small rocks in there just percolating away. And, not sure if you can really see the color here, but it kind of looks like mud. I mean, it's kind of like a dirty brown, and there's no specialty malt or anything like that. It's just ash and caramelization and stuff like that. So I'm going to pull these rocks out here in a couple of minutes and put them in another pot, and then take this up on the quad there back to the house, and going to try and chill this thing down. The color is actually pretty good once you let it settle out for a bit. And when in a slow part of this boil, it was looking really good. So we'll see what the yield is, and we'll see what the rest of the beer tastes like when we get it done. So this is my total yield out of all that beer. That was 12 pounds of grain, and it overflowed, it evaporated, it boiled, and that's all I got. This is 6.5 gallon fermenter. This thing's got to be 2.5 gallons in there maybe. So anyway, we'll see what the bricks is, and then we're gonna dilute it down until it's reasonable. I don't even know what. This thing's kind of a crazy project.